Welcome back to Alpine Garage Sports. My name is Chris and we are in the garage today and we're talking about running backs, the running back room that Coach Prime has put together for the 2023 season. Before we go any further, I want to thank everybody that has subscribed so far. You guys are the best commenters in the business. I'm learning so much just from your comments. And as we go along, we're going to be pulling some of you guys in from a comment standpoint into the program. So thank you. If you have subscribed, do so today. We are CU Buff fans, and we're talking about CU a lot, and we're going to be on campus a lot. We're going to be at the games this year. In fact, spring game coming up, we're going to be there as well. So join now and hang out with us, and we appreciate you very much. Now, the running back room at Colorado. So we have 9 running backs so far on our roster. 5 of them are scholarship players, and 4 of them are walk-ons. So that puts together a pretty good team right there. Now, of the 5 that we have committed scholarships right now, we have 3 that are returning to Colorado from previous seasons. And I think that even though we had a 1-11 season last year, and there's been a lot of talk about how Colorado was just really terrible last year, really our running backs were not bad. And one of the reasons why they didn't get a lot more reps than they would have is because we were behind in almost every game. So we threw the ball a lot last year. And that's what you do when you're behind in games all season long. But our running backs averaged right around that 4.5 to 5 yards per carry mark, which is outstanding. Let's talk about the new kids on the block now, because the new kids on the block were brought in to kind of solidify the running back crew, because our run offense this year is going to be much different than last year. Sean Lewis is coming in, putting in a really high-paced offense. The running backs have a lot of play in this, so he wanted to get some mix of really good, hard-running, big running backs and really fast, like scat back kind of guys that when you get them out in space, especially on a screen or something like that, they could do some damage just because of how fast they are. So the 2 that I'm going to talk about to begin with are actually brand new to the team. So we have Dylan Edwards, who is a freshman, and he is coming in from Kansas. He's actually the number 3 ranked running back in the class this year. And he was going to go to Notre Dame, and we pulled him from Notre Dame. Coach Prime did his thing, pulled him over. Dylan Edwards is a maniac. So he is not a huge guy. He's 5'8", 160 pounds, but the guy is lightning fast, and as a receiver can be deadly. So we're going to say that he is the elephant in the room. He is the guy that is going to be here for multiple years, and in this offense, is going to, just having him in the backfield is going to make our receivers better. The defenses are going to have to play to this run now. Now, Dylan scored 106 touchdowns in high school. I don't know if you can process that. That's a lot of touchdowns. And that's just an amazing career. He had over 6,400 rushing yards. He had over 500 receiving yards. And then he had close to 1,000 returning yards between kicking and punting. So he is a menace all over the field. And he's going to be placed in a lot of those positions. So I think just right off the bat, we're probably not going to redshirt him. I don't think he would have come from Notre Dame to sit out a year. So he's probably going to be instrumental in year 1. And I really feel like he's our cornerstone running back. Now let's go to Kavosiey Smoke. He has got a lot of press on him coming here. And there's good reason for that. So he came from Kentucky. So he is like a 5th or 6th year senior. So he has a lot of playing time. In fact, he's got over 1,500 yards just playing time in college. And keep in mind that really in the last 2 or 3 years, he's played a backup role to some of the other running backs that Kentucky had. So he hasn't really, I don't think, gotten his stage yet that he really deserves. And Colorado's going to give that to him. He's a big dude at 6 foot, 215 pounds. So he's one of these guys that he's big like a fullback, but he is fast like a tailback, running back, scat back kind of guy. He lays the hits down on people really well. And between him and Dylan Edwards being in that backfield, I think it gives us 2 specific dynamic styles of running back. You've got someone who's really could run straight through the line there. And then you got the scat back kind that he's really, really quick, shifty around corners, and we're going to be running a lot of motion, so Dylan could work his way into that as well. So between those two guys, we have got a very solid running back crew. Now, that doesn't even count the other 3 scholarship players that we have on the team that have quite a bit of tenure. In fact, one of them is Deion Smith, who's a 3-star, played with Colorado for the last couple of years. He is our most experienced Colorado running back that we have. And when he was in high school, he was a 24th ranked all-purpose back in his class. We're talking, even though we have Kavosiey and we have Dylan, this guy is a really good running back. And honestly, I don't think, because like I said, the offense last year was pass heavy, really didn't get a lot of reps like he should have gotten. At 6 foot, 190 pounds, he is very similarly built to Kavosiey. And a really strong runner. So we're looking for big things from Deion Smith. Now, next is Jayle Stacks, who's a 3-star from Colorado. This is actually from the Denver area. 5'11", 235 pounds. So he's built a lot like a fullback. But again, this guy is super fast. So he's actually got tailback speed. He's only played in 17 games, and I want to say he had a little over 30 yards total. But again, he had many other running backs in front of him, and this year he might actually get more playing time and we can actually see what he can do. Then you have Anthony Hankerson, who's 5'9", 180 pounds. He was a number 56 running back in his class, and he hasn't had a lot of reps. So we're talking 8 total games for 247 yards. But again, another really good running back that has played with Colorado and has that tenure to kind of help us round out that crew. The last scholarship player that we have as a running back is Victor Venn. Victor is 5'10", 170 pounds, and he's a freshman. So he hasn't had any playing time, but at the same time, this guy's fast, a 10.6 100-meter dash. He's a fast guy. And being as young as he is, he has a lot of time to develop in this group right here, but he is one of our scholarship running backs. All right, now we also have 4 walk-ons because we know Coach likes walk-ons. The first one, the most notable, is probably going to be Champion Johnson. So Champion Johnson is actually listed as a fullback. He could also be a tight end, but he's listed as a fullback. I have seen a lot of video of him, actually. He's in a lot of the videos that a lot of the guys are putting out there from Colorado. And you can see that he has a determination to try to pull himself into that top group of running backs and fullbacks. And I really have a lot of respect for him. Now, he's the brother of Victory Johnson, who we all know is one of the celebrated defensive guys that we've got. But I really think we're going to see some things out of Champion Johnson this year if he's given the opportunity. Okay, so the next walk-on that we have is Charlie Offerdahl. Now, he is coming back again with Colorado. He was one of our Colorado running backs last year. And the really cool thing about this guy, at 5'11", 185 pounds, he played in 12 games and had 150 yards in those 12 games. That is a Colorado Buffalo record for a walk-on. So he actually holds a record at the University of Colorado, which is really cool. Another really cool thing about this guy, he's a Pac-12 academic honor roll. He's got a really strong academic career going on, and yet he's still able to walk on to the University of Colorado and play meaningful football. Now, another Colorado walk-on from last year, and actually went to the same high school as Charlie just before that, is Dante Capolungo. He's 5'11", 175. He had limited playing time last year. He has rushing stats, he has receiving stats, and he also has returning stats. So they're not all that huge from last year because he didn't get a lot of playing time, but it shows his versatility on the team. And the last is Christian Sarem, also a walk-on, 6'2", 220 pounds. Big dude. Really hasn't had a lot of playing time. We don't really kind of know where he fits in the scheme, but I'll bet you right now he's working his butt off to try to make a mark. So that is the running back room at the University of Colorado. Right now, 9 players, all vying for spots on the team. We see a lot of people busting their tails trying to get noticed by Coach Prime and the offensive coaching staff. But at this point, it looks like that Dylan Edwards and Kavosiey Smoke are probably going to share the most running time at the University of Colorado. And I think a lot of us knew that. But I wanted to take a deeper dive and see what that back end looked like, and so that we could kind of build that up. So this is going to be a super exciting year. We are going to have one of the most balanced teams going into the Pac-12, I think, of any team out there. I really do. Thanks for hanging out with us. We're going to be breaking down another position here really soon. Please subscribe if you haven't already and like this video, and we'll see you in the next video.